of all, I would like to say it is a pleasure to once again welcome the Venerable Phra Thepyanmongkol Dhammakayaram. He's meditation master at Wat Saket in Bangkok, Thailand. And at Wat Saket, he's also director of Buddhist meditation. He's the abbot at Wat Luang Sodh Dhammakayaram. He also serves as general manager and meditation master of Dhammakaya Buddhist Meditation Institute in Ratburi, Thailand. Very busy, as you can see. Under his direction, this institute has become one of the most flourishing...
Speak louder.
Louder? Okay. I can project very loudly if you I'm a teacher, remember? Also a parent. You have to raise your voice. Under his direction, this institute has become one of the most flourishing meditation institutes in Southeast Asia. The visitors come from all parts of the world to study and to gain mindfulness and relaxation by practicing the techniques of meditation that you'll hear about this evening. Phra Thepyanmongkol has a master's degree with honors in public administration. And before becoming a monk 7 years ago, he was senior research specialist with the United States Information Service in Bangkok, and he was a frequent guest lecturer at several universities there, including Luang University and Thammasat University. Since 1982, Phra Thepyanmongkol has taught more than 10,000 individuals the techniques of meditation. These are at twice-yearly gatherings held in May and December. He also hosts special sessions for young people. He has television programs and writings that reach many more thousands of individuals who are interested in meditation. He's well known throughout Thailand and nearby Asia, and for his knowledge and teaching of these techniques. He's been a frequent guest speaker in Malaysia, as well as other countries over the last several years. This is his 4th visit to the United States, and it's his 3rd visit to Winona State, in fact. We're very fortunate to have him with us. He's very busy, as I have said. He's making a tour of the United States now that includes stops in Arizona, in California, Hawaii, New York, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. This visit is sponsored by the International Student Organization here on campus, by my wife, and by myself. He's going to talk tonight about some of the techniques of meditation, and there'll be some opportunity to practice these techniques as well as ask questions. I see Terry back without a microphone, is that right? Okay. So I guess we will have to project to the back of the room. All right. If you find it difficult to hear, make a motion and we'll know. So if you want to, you could do that. I think so.
Probably it's better.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you. Or I will stand up like this.
All right.
But how about when I teach them to meditate? Yeah. So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen,
Can you hear in the back? Okay, they can hear.
I'm glad to be here again as Dr. Gardner told that this is the 3rd time I visit this university. My purpose to visit all of you is to bring to you one of the most effective methods of meditation one's mental health and to lead a good life. That means the peacefully happy life. As we have had experience before, I think all of us in leading daily life have to meet many problems, more or less complicated, favorable or unfavorable environments, and have to carry out burdens or big or small tasks. All of these cause us to have not very good mental health. Meditation can help all walks of people to improve mental health and to maintain the good health. Before we go further to the techniques of meditation, let us understand a little bit what the meditation is. Two levels of meditation practices that one should practice. The first level is the technique to calm down, to tranquilize one's mind into a perfect concentration of mind, of which the purpose is to purify one's mind from hindrance, which are hatred or ill will, sleepiness, uncertainty, restlessness of mind, and attachment to sensual objects, which will cause the problem. You may observe any time when any of these hindrances appear in the mind, we cannot do the good research and analysis because we cannot pinpoint to the correct problems relevant to the point. So we cannot solve the problem sharply, and consequently we cannot make a good decision making. This will cause the people of all levels, especially the administrators, leaders, who have to make a good decision in daily work, uh, therefore, whenever the hindrance appear in the mind, they cannot make a good decision making because they cannot do the good analysis of the problems. They cannot solve the problems wisely. Therefore, one should know how to remove hindrance in order to purify one's mind. And when the mind be pure enough, peaceful enough, they can think of the right thing. They can develop the right wisdom. They can make a good decision. And especially for the school children or even university students can do the good job, have good educational results, because those who have good concentration of mind, they become having good mindfulness and concentrate to the lesson. They can have a good memory and they can analyze the problems to produce the right and relevant answer to the question or the problems. The second level of meditation is when one's mind be pure from hindrance, they can develop the right wisdom, as I mentioned before. The right concentration of mind is known as samatha meditation, while development of the right wisdom is known as vipassana meditation. Before I go further to the techniques of the first level, that is the right wisdom, let me discuss a little bit vipassana meditation or development of the right wisdom. The right wisdom can be developed when one's mind be pure from hindrance, and then they can contemplate mindfulness in the Four Noble Truths. That is the noble truth of suffering, cause of suffering, extinction of sufferings, and the Eightfold Noble Path leading to extinct sufferings. These techniques of right wisdom development will be discussed later after I present to you the techniques of the right concentration of mind, which will be very helpful for all people to lead their own life, peacefully happy life. In fact, Lord Buddha taught 40 methods of right concentration of mind techniques. Anyone can select the most effective method appropriate to their own characters. But one of the most effective techniques taught by Luang พ่อ วัดปากน้ำ you don't get used to this name. That is the late abbot of Wat Pak Nam in Bangkok, where it's very popular among the people. This effective method comprise of the three sub-methods. First is to concentrate on a crystal sphere or the transparent Buddha statue like this. And sorry, today I forgot the crystal sphere. You may imagine the crystal sphere, which is as this transparent clear. Secondly, is to recite the word Samma Arahang. Maybe difficult for you to remember. Samma Arahang. Samma means right enlightenment or right wisdom. Arahang or Arahan means purity. You may recite the word right wisdom and purity probably. That would be easier. Thirdly, is to observe breathing in and out. Three sub-methods combined in order to bring one's mind components, which are the sphere of vision, the sphere of memory, the sphere of thought, and the sphere of awareness, to be properly concentrated and at one point. Where is the best place to concentrate our mind? The best place is at the center of the body, about an inch above your navel level, where the internal body and mind existing. So this, I thought that you have never heard about the internal body and mind. We see and we know that this is our body, but we never seen the mind. The mind, there are 4 factors, natural factors together. Those are the sphere of vision, the sphere of memory, the sphere of thought, and the sphere of awareness. All of these four mental nature are named as our mind. We have the body and mind. But at the same time, we also have the internal bodies and mind, but which we have never seen. But if you observe, sometimes when one gets sleep, and then we may dream. That is the refined body and mind detached from the crude one, wander outside to see something and then report to the crude body and mind. The refined body, which we cannot see by the eyesight, normal eyesight, can be pure or impure. Depends upon one's mind become clear, pure or impure with passion or cravings. That is, any time when passion appear in anybody's mind, the impure body and mind will function, lead our mind to have bad action, bad speech, or bad thought. So the internal bodies and mind inspire or lead the crude bodies and mind to do right thing or wrong thing. So that's why one should purify one's mind so that the internal bodies and mind properly function in leading the good life, the happy life. The center of the body, about an inch above your navel level, is the place where the internal bodies and mind existing. The internal bodies and mind, not only one. Depends upon how pure your mind become. The purer and purer mind, that means the more and more refined bodies and mind function, lead our crude body and mind to do the right action, right speech, and right thought. Therefore, that is the best place where one should concentrate one's mind to purify hindrance and to develop the right wisdom. When one practices this meditation more and more often, they will have the right mindfulness to understand, to see, to have the right wisdom in which is the right or the wrong path of life. And then they can lead the better and better peacefully happy life with the least or less and less and the least problems and sufferings. So, in conclusion of these techniques is to tranquilize one's mind at the center of the body, about an inch above your navel level, by imagining a sphere as this clear and transparent at the center of the body, so that the mind components be brought in the sphere and become more and more peaceful, and then stop still at the center of the body, in order to help the mind becoming to be properly concentrated at the center of the body. Easily, one should recite the word. Right now, Samma Arahang may be not easy for you to remember. You may recite the word purity or right wisdom, or 3 words combined. It depends upon which one you can easily remember. And at the same time, you may observe your breathing in and out. Our breathing in and out ends at the center of the body, in line of your navel level, and begins from that point, in and out. Therefore, when we imagine the transparent sphere at the center of the body, you be mindful there at the center of the body. Don't have to move or to follow your breathing. Just to observe your breathing in and out, which pass through the sphere, so that you can see the sphere easily and clearer and clearer. That means your mind become more and more peaceful, and finally perfectly concentrated at the center of the body. Then you can see your own real nucleus at the center of the body, where your pure mind existing there, very bright and refined. Whenever you see that, rest your mind there at the center of the center until the whole sphere is the most refined and the brightest. At this state of mind, you will find your mind become most peacefully happy. And if you meditate further, that is, concentrate your attention to the center, at the center of the bright and refined sphere. When your mind be properly concentrated, the center will expand itself. You can see more and more refined spheres appearing accordingly. Then you focus your attention to the center of the more and more refined sphere until you reach the most refined one. Stop still there at the center of the center. When the mind is perfectly concentrated, the center will expand itself. You can see your own refined human body, as I mentioned before. Looks very like you yourself, but transparent, looks nicer than the crude body. For the old people, you can see your own refined human body about the middle age. Very nice. For for the boy, you can see about the same age, because the refined body is the perfect bodies and mind, which will appear there. And when you become that refined body, focus your attention to the center of the body, you will find that state of mind peacefully happy. And if you do the further meditation, the same procedure, go on this procedure, stop still at the center of the center until the whole body and the sphere or the mind become the most refined and the purest. The center will expand itself. You can see more and more beautiful body and mind, larger and larger than before. Very beautiful. That are according to your own merit, meritorious action, meritorious practice. And then your mind become purer and purer. You can see purer and purer body and mind, larger and larger before, more and more beautiful, up to about 8 meters in height and width. And finally, you can see the transparent Buddha statue like this, very large, at least 9 meters in height and width. Whenever you reach and see, you see and reach that state of mind, you will find very pure, very peaceful mind. And from the first stage, you see the sphere, up to you see more and more refined, larger and larger bodies and mind. If you be mindful at the purest state of mind, you will be able to develop the right wisdom, which is the right or wrong path of your life. Because your mind becomes peaceful, pure enough to analyze your own problems carefully and wisely without any hindrance, which will mislead your thought and your idea. You will have just only the pure idea. For me, I used to have this experience before. When I was a layman working for USIS or USIS, US Information Center in Bangkok. When I was young, between 30 up to 40 years, anything that the world people say that good, this lead to happiness, I do that. But sometimes my action, my speech and my thought be along with passion and cravings, which cause a lot of problems and sufferings in life. But after I meditate, which based on precepts of moralities, my life become more and more successful until I became older and older. And when I was 57 years, I decided to become a monk so that I can practice more and more higher and higher meditation level and bring the most effective method of meditation to the world people, so that the one who is interested in practicing this type of this method of meditation can have the peaceful mind, peaceful life, and that bring in the peace to his own society or community, from the small society like family up to the larger and larger, to the nation, to the country, to the world. So that's why I come here, and I went to the other place, and I'm going to the other place to bring these effective techniques of meditation to the world people as much as I can. Therefore, I think it's the time to have all of you to practice, to try, and it's very simple. And then any question you might have, I'm glad to answer so long as I can do. If deeper than my knowledge, I will tell you that I cannot answer. All right, so you are all ready now? Okay, I got to sit upon the table to demonstrate how to have the right sitting position. Anyone would like to sit on the floor, you can do, or anyone would like to sit on the table, go ahead. Because we don't have the room enough. Okay, I have to climb up this, huh? So this is the first time you have to climb up on the table. Thank you.
You can help me.
Sorry. Okay, the right position is to sit cross-legged like this, with the right leg resting upon the left. Okay, anyone can do it. If you cannot do this position, you can do any position you feel comfortable.
I can sit in the chair.
Yes, you can sit on the chair. Sorry. Otherwise, I fall down. Okay. For those who sit on the floor, or you sit in any position, your right palm resting upon the left, and let the right index just touch above the left thumb, like this. The right index just touch above the left thumb. The right index, say this, do this, huh? Just touch above. Sit upright. Don't lean, otherwise you will feel lazy. That is called sleepiness. Okay. Be mindful all the time that the purpose of right concentration of mind is to remove sleepiness or laziness, huh? Uncertainty, restlessness of mind, etc. So anytime you observe your mind that this sort of hindrance appear in your mind, be mindful. Do meditation. Don't let your mind wander outside, okay? So I have very small sphere. I don't think you can see it. Alright, so anyone can imagine the sphere which is this transparent and refined, okay, like this. Or if you remember this statue, you can imagine as the same as the sphere, because in the sphere there exists the refined body. In the body there exists the refined sphere. Whatever you can imagine, you can remember and imagine, you use that one. But use only one. Don't change back and forth. Okay? Alright. Sit upright. Close your eyes tenderly. Take your long breath. And then relax. Observe your breathing in and out, which ends at the center of the body, about your navel level. We would like your mind components to be properly concentrated at the center of the body, about an inch above your navel level, where the little transparent spot existing. You imagine a sphere, a crystal sphere, at the center of the body, that is the center of the sphere, locates at the same center of the body, about an inch above your navel level. If you cannot locate the center of the body, you may imagine a transparent line from the front, about an inch above your navel level, to the back. Also another line from the middle of the right side to the left. The crossing of the two lines is where the center of the body locates. You imagine a little transparent spot over there, and the center of the body, or the transparent spot, is also the center of the sphere. You imagine the center of the sphere along with reciting the word purity at the center of the sphere continually. Detach your whole feeling from any outside objects. Don't pay attention to anything, so that your mind components which are the sphere of vision, the sphere of memory, the sphere of thought, and the sphere of awareness, be more and more calm down and then perfectly concentrated at one point, that is at the center of the body. So from now on, you just imagine the center of the sphere. If you cannot see clearer, you observe your breathing in and out which pass through the sphere. When you see the sphere clearer and clearer, focus your attention to the center of the sphere continually, along with reciting the word purity or Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang continually, or purity, purity, purity. Continually. Don't pay attention to anything. Just keep reciting the word purity or Samma Arahang at the center of the sphere until your mind components be more and more calm down and then perfectly concentrated at the center of the body. You can see your own real nucleus, which is very bright and refined. Whenever you see the real nucleus, you focus your attention to the center of the nucleus or the sphere. Recitation of the word no longer needs. Just focus your attention to the center of the pure and refined sphere. When your mind be properly concentrated, the center expands itself. More and more refined spheres will appear accordingly. Then you focus your attention to the center of the more and more refined spheres. Alright, until the whole sphere is the most refined and the purest. Go on this procedure. mindful at the center of the sphere located at the center of the body. Imagining the center of the sphere, reciting the word purity or Samma Arahang continually. Detach your whole feeling from any object outside. Don't pay attention to anything, even yourself. Just imagining the sphere and focus your attention at the center of the sphere, along with reciting the word purity or Samma Arahang continually, so that your mind components be better and better concentrated there. When the mind be perfectly concentrated, you can see your own real sphere, which is very bright, the purest and refined. Whenever you see the real sphere, recitation of the word Samma Arahang or purity no longer needed. Just focus your attention to the center of the bright and refined sphere. Then the center expands itself, more and more refined, purer and purer, brighter and brighter spheres will appear accordingly. You just focus your attention to the newly refined ones until you reach the most refined and the purest one. Stop still there at the center of the center. When your mind be properly concentrated at the center of the most refined spheres, the center expands itself. You can see your own refined human body. Looks very like you yourself, but transparent and looks nicer than the crude body. Or somebody might see the Buddha statue like this, very bright and refined. Whatever refined body you see, you become that refined body. Detach your whole feeling from the crude one. Focus your attention to the center of the refined body until the whole body and the sphere are most refined. You will find that state of mind very peaceful and happy. Go on this procedure. If you feel hurt, you can change your position, but your mind still concentrated at the center of the sphere, along with recitation of the word purity or Samma Arahang continually until you see the real one. are modified. If you haven't seen yet, focus your attention to the center of the sphere, reciting the word purity, purity, and or Samma Arahang continually. For those who see the light or the bright sphere, focus your attention to the center of the light or the sphere. Until the sphere is the most refined and the brightest. Before we have a rest, during the pure mind, let all of us extend our loving kindness to all the world beings. Also transfer our merits collected from the past up to the present to all sentient beings. And you open your eyes tenderly. Your mind still be at the center of the center to receive blessing. Sapphe Buddha Kalapata Patte Kanan Jayang Palang Arahanta Nan Jate Che Nakrakang Panta Misapaso Te Atalata Sukita Virunha Puttasasane Aroka Sukita Uta Saha Sapphe Hiyatiti Pavatu Sappa Mangkalang Rakhantu Sappa Tevata Sappa Puttha Nupavena Sappa Dhamma Nupavena Sappa Sankha Nupavena Sattha Sodhi Bhavantu Te. All right. Let me add up, advise a little bit that just only to practice this meditation more and more often, especially before you go to bed, you will have the good sleep. You will have the good rest of mind. And when you wake up, you may practice concentration of mind, this method. Just 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you can see your own real nucleus easier than the other time, before to bed or just wake up, but don't open your eyes yet, because your mind components before getting sleep, the old mind drop to the center of the body in line of your navel level, and the new mind will appear at the center of the body about an inch above your navel level. This is natural phenomena of your mind, but you never observe. But if you meditate by this method, and then you can see this simply, and before one wake up, the old mind drop to the center of the body about navel level, and then the new one will appear at the center of the body about an inch above navel before further functions. So you can see easier. And if you practice more and more, until you can see the real nucleus or the real sphere very bright and refined, you know by yourself that how peaceful in your mind become. And at that state of mind, if you consider anything, analyze the problems, or you would like to solve any problems, at that state of mind, you will find the rightest or the most correct answer. Also, at that state of mind, if you make a right wish, you may observe that you will get what you wish, but not to be the wrong wish, the right wish, the right way. You will get that, and you can have your own experience. Meditation of this method, if you can go on the further level up to see, to reach, to see and become the refined body and mind, or the last statue, transparent statue like this, you will find the most peaceful and happy mind, and also not only mental health will become, but will also the physical health, and also your life will be improved in your daily life. The problems can be solved better than when your mind is impure for hindrance. The advantage of this method, beyond I can describe. So probably my nephew can help to explain a little bit. Alisa? Yes? Yes? My niece? Okay. Come on. Come on. Alisa used to practice this method and become successful. And she can help to clarify my explanation on the advantage of this more than I do. Go ahead, come on.
Oh.
Here, stand here. Come on. Speak louder.
Well, if people want to ask questions.
Yes, you may go ahead first, or you may help to. Yeah.
So if you have any questions, maybe we can answer them.
All right. Okay. Anyone has any questions? Yes?
Could you explain a bit more precisely what you mean by refined? How it becomes refined?
It's clear like this, like this crude, right? Our body, like this, is a crude body, right? But the internal bodies and mind become clear like this. The purer, the clearer, that is the more and more refined. So I don't know how to explain. Yeah, probably Alisa can help.
Like when you begin meditation, you try to see a sphere in the center of your body, and maybe it's not so clear, it can be cloudy, so you just concentrate your mind there and you try to see it so clear, like this transparency. But that's what we mean by
when you become that refined or clear bodies and mind, you will find very peaceful and happy. Pure mind, also pure body. And then become pure action, pure speech, and pure thought. That can help to lead good, very good life, very peaceful life. Any question? Yes.
Just a little bit about the technique. How do you ever get over hurting? Yeah, I mean, do you pick a different position to start with, or do you stick with that position and try and get through it?
No need to sit this position. You can sit any position you feel comfortable. But one thing, don't be too happy, like to lean or to, and then you feel asleep. You see, because the purpose of meditation is to remove sleepiness. So you have to make your mind alert. That means you have to sit upright, but in any position. You may, during walking, but be mindful at the center of the body all the time until you feel your mind be peaceful. Okay.
I think a lot of people make the mistake thinking that when you're in a position you have to stay in that position, but it begins to feel so you can move. So that's
You
not
can
going to disrupt anything. A lot of people think I've got to sit there and go through this torture. Then you're concentrating on the pain rather than concentrating on the concentration.
Or you wonder if you're supposed to overcome that.
No, you can. Eventually, you'll be able to sit for long periods, but you can move.
There must be lots of difference in time that it takes people to get to,
Did anybody
especially
see the
without
sphere?
feeling guilty because you didn't arrive there.
No, did anybody see the sphere? Mark? Some people see it very quickly. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes.
Yes, yes.
For some
It
people.
depends. But the more you practice, the more your mind becomes purer and purer. And more peaceful, and happiness becomes to you.
And it doesn't have to be for hours at a time.
You can spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or even longer and longer, it depends.
Make 'em nuts.
But you can be sure that this is very good for your life. Yes, any question?
If you think about other things and concentrate. And sometimes, if you concentrate so hard on trying to see the sphere, then that just becomes a hindrance, because
That's right.
you're trying too hard. So, you just try little by little as you,
Some sort of relax.
focus more on the sphere. You just let other things go. If they come into your mind, you try to say, okay, later, something like that. But if you just work too hard, then sometimes you won't say anything.
Don't be too hard and don't be too lazy. You have to be at the middle.
Is it always a sphere that we see? I was seeing it was a flashing egg.
Oh,
That wasn't a sphere. But it was like too many flashes at a time. And I was like, it was more, I was moving back. Is it like that? I don't know. It was floating,
Right. But what you try to do is find the center of that so that you can bring it, into your body and into the center and make it the sphere.
So that egg thing is wrong.
No, not wrong. But you just try to find the center of that and you just bring it into yourself.
It wasn't even straight, it was like this. Turn it.
So long as you can imagine the center of that, so there will appear the newly sphere, round sphere, not the other shape, the round sphere, and very bright and defined. And do I answer your hand? Do I answer you?
It will grow. When you see the center will grow out in all directions and that becomes the center. So you just concentrate on
more and more mind be perfectly concentrated, and then the center expand itself. You can see larger and larger sphere, and then your refined body.
Does it matter if we have had food, meal, something? I mean, is it better to do it at food?
Do empty stomach without food.
Oh. You make your body comfortable. It depends on, but empty is not good.
Then all you'll see is food.
Yeah, right.
Yes?
I have a hard time focusing on center or group numbers. I'm not sure. Does that make any sense?
You, whatever you see, you concentrate at the center of that, and then the center will expand itself. Clearer and clearer sphere will become. But don't lose the center. This is very important.
The size, the size will grow even beyond how big you are.
Yes.
So then if you just keep your mind at the center, it doesn't matter how big or where it is around you, just keep the center here.
And when your mind be more and more concentrated at the small point, when it expands itself, you can see larger and larger sphere, and then your refined body, which is larger and larger than the human body, and more and more beautiful. Naturally, you don't be doubtful. It's natural. Your own refined body, larger and larger, and more beautiful. And if you become that until it's the largest, the standard is about 9 meters and height, of the whole body. I used to advise one Australian people on the train, in the train. I just teach him a little bit, and then when his mind is perfectly concentrated, he said that, oh, I see a very huge sphere. I said, go ahead to concentrate at the center of the center, and then he saw a very huge statue like this with the hood upon the top, very bright and refined. This is natural. So the internal bodies and mind, beginning from the human body, the transparent human body, and then if you focus attention to the center of the human body, you got to become, so that the refined body's minds properly function, perfectly function, and then when you concentrate perfectly, the center expands itself. There appear larger and larger bodies, and also purer and purer mind. Looks very beautiful. How beautiful is you ask her, you may explain. But probably she would like you to see by yourself. But don't be surprised when you see that. Sometimes you might think that, oh, what's that? Don't feel that way, because that is your own natural, refined and pure body and mind. You become that. Go on that state of mind. You will find that very beautifully happy.
You just mentioned that we can, make some wishes, when you're meditating. So, do we make the wish while we are in meditating, or after we have meditated, we are out of it, and then we think, okay, I want this?
Okay.
I want the A in there.
Meditation can help to purify your own mind, right? So whatever your right wish you would like to make, you should make it during your own pure mind. That is, during your mind is pure, you know by yourself. You see, it can be during or a little bit after. Do I answer you? But I don't guarantee that you get 100% right way. But you've got to make the right wish. But if you wish that, somebody might wish that, I would like to to get the thing in the wrong way, you cannot get it. It should be in the right way. Like the students would like to have a good memory, good understanding in the lesson, and then get the to pass examination or something like that. You might do it. But do it, you have to read the text. You got to try your best in everything to get. But it's without any big problems or encounter something like that. So, any question? Yes.
The sphere, to me, it kind of symbolizes sort of the community of people throughout the world. Circle. Is that just me? But
It's true. The center of the individual is the center of the whole world. So that's why I mentioned to you before that this type of meditation is very helpful in many, many ways, especially to bring peace to individual person and to the community and to the world. I may, let me say this way, the high level of this meditation right now help the world peace. For example, like Middle East problems or many world problems. If we can do, we try our best to do. But the little water, the little water cannot extinct the big fire. So that's why I try to convince the people to meditate this method, to have the more and more water so that we can extinct the world or the fire world, or at least to extinct the fire in the small community, like in family or whatsoever. Let me give you one example. This may be some exciting. When I was 11, I worked for USIS. You may imagine I get the information from all parts of that area. And during that time, you may remember the fall of Vientiane, of Laos, the fall of Cambodia, Vietnam, and many people who work for the American embassy, which are all my colleagues, convinced me that, persuade me that let's go to stay in the States, because they were afraid of communists. And what I said to them, I said, so long as this type of meditation be practiced by more and more people, so long as I am alive, you never seen the communist regime in Thailand. You will not see any communist government in Thailand, because Thailand be surrounded by these neighboring countries, which all fall to the communist regimes. Just only the Thailand can be dependent and be democratic government up to now.
Question over here, I think.
You mentioned 40 different ways of achieving concentration. Is this one of the methods?
Anyone? Yes, for different types. Anyone can select.
This is one of those?
Yes,
Methods?
3 of those.
Three of them.
Yes, I mentioned to you 3. Breathing, observation, concentrate on sphere, and reciting the word purity.
There is walking meditation, sitting meditation, different forms, which is the body, mind, also. Many different types. So this seems to be the best way, combining 3 different parts of your physical and mental body. You can combine to be pretty effective.
Yes.
Word again is purity.
Elisa, why don't you spell it out? So that-
Samma araham. So Samma S-U-M-M-A, araham A-H-R-A-H-A-N, araham.
Maybe silly, but if you did get to the point, that concentration and purity, why would you stop?
Oh, don't stop. Actually, this is one.
You have to
Oh,
go to
you
work
mean?
and
Oh, you mean going to daily life?
how did you wake up?
About when you meditate, since it's such a good method of life, why would you discontinue it and then carry on in daily life?
So this depends upon the people who wish to purify one's mind. But when you have the right, more and more right wisdom enough, you may leave the worldly daily life to become a monk like me. And yes, I really mean it. If you are interested in, you are very welcome to my temple. And let's help the other world peoples to have peaceful mind.
Spell his name.
My name is-
Yeah, your name.
You can hear
I
the
have.
card.
Oh yeah, he has a business
Okay.
card. It's long. It's pretty long.
It's in here. You want?
You can give him the card.
พระอาจารย์มหาเสริมชัยชัยมังคโล
Everyone repeat that.
The computer always complains. Yes. All right. If
Any more questions?
When will you be home in Thailand?
I'm leaving here the day after tomorrow for New York, and leaving New York on the 5th, arriving Bangkok, Thailand on the 6th April.
And how you'll be there then?
Yeah. You mean there? You mean in New York or in Thailand?
No, in Thailand.
Oh, Thailand. Yes, that's my hometown.
And we were very nice to provide such nice weather for his arrival here.
But his nickname is Mr. Sunshine, so everywhere he goes, we totally have nice weather.
And this is I really mean it, is the power of this meditation. That's why I told you that, I think very advantageous to meditate this method. Even to help to heal some sickness. Thailand. The temple which I mentioned, the name Wat Phak Nam, is where the late abbot helped to heal the people throughout the country.
Will Thailand need a lot of me now? I mean, Thailand having political problems and problems within the society. You read more and more about it in the paper about the society changing, and
Yeah.
it doesn't look like it's heading in the right direction. You know, you better keep
Okay, you go ahead, because I understand.
Well, I just
Because they don't meditate. Yes, I really mean it. Yes, I really mean it. That's why I try to convince the people to do so more and more. But I can do just, in a small group or even a little bit larger. That's all. But I cannot convince all the people to do, especially among those politicians who have a very high ambitious and, greedy and, over desire, whatever. So their mind be outside always. So that's it. Fighting and whatever. And they try to do many ways. But we try, especially on the last May, right? Yes, at Sodh, we, about 100 of the monks at my temple, during meditation session, we meditate. And incidentally, when we meditate, I say incidentally, all right, all become peace suddenly when the king warned those people not to do the bad thing. And then the situation become better and peaceful right away. And after that, they gathering together again. That because of the previous bad deed. They had revenge in the mind from the past generations, and that recall and brought many people who used to have the bad deed or karma before to violate and to do the bad thing again. And that's they have a series about a night and nearly a day. But we, since all gone, it's the end of the meditation session. So just only among 4 or 5 people who can do the advanced meditation to meditate to help. And then not very long time, the king summoned the 2 leaders, the opposite leaders, to the palace and taught him in many ways, and then all become better at peace. They stop the bad action, get to confrontation. I think meditation can help even many ways. Okay, yes.
How old is this? And how many months are Thailand?
Oh, let's see, 2 questions. How old is what? How old is the king?
No technique of meditation.
Oh, how old?
Luang Pho Sodh.
Oh, you mean Luang Pho Sodh?
He introduced it.
How old of Luang Pho Sodh or how?
No, how old the meditation technique.
Oh, these techniques. Okay, that is was taught about 50 years ago. Yes. So become the most popular among the Thai people right now because they find it very, very helpful in many ways.
Did Lord Buddha used to meditate?
Oh yes.
So how is this technique introduced?
Well, this particular one, the combining of the 3 different types of meditation that Luang Pho Sodh was the abbot of Wat Phak Nam in Bangkok, and he's the one who introduced this method in about the 1940s. And that's
This Buddha version, people who meditate, they become better version.
yes, yes.
Okay, what about the sun? Like Buddha had a son, and he would have his family running still. Does his family still hold him for? You know, his sons and then his sons and then his sons.
Sorry,
About the family of the Lord Buddha.
and,
Are they still important in Thailand?
oh, you mean the son of Lord Buddha
Yeah.
and the family
And then his sons, you know, the whole.
Ancestors.
and the ancestors
The
like the father.
descendants of the Lord Buddha. Still important in Thailand.
As one of the saint or one of Phra Arahant, yes, we respect because his son become Arahant or saint. Even. So he is one of the monk whom the people respect, but we pay attention to Lord Buddha.
Did you have a question to ask? What are you going to tell me about how women go about healing young meditation?
Okay, so I will explain it. And
Yes, how many months are in Thailand?
oh, okay, that is a I think about 40,000 out of the Buddhist land, but during Buddhist land about 150,000.
Nowadays.
Yes, nowadays about 40,000. Okay, I will explain.
The 40,000 is during the Lent, Buddhist Lent,
Now,
3 months. Okay.
during Buddhist land about 150,000.
Oh, 100, no,
Yes.
I'll reverse it. 150,000.
How can that be?
Because many people just ordained into a monk just only during the Buddhist Lent to spend 3 months to purify their own mind, and then they quit to work.
What's the Buddhism? What is it?
July, August, September, around that time. The full moon in the 8th month, which is around July, mid-July, and 3 months until October.
And that's a little bit after 8 o'clock, so people have to go. That's okay. There was a question now about healing and using meditation to heal. So I think
Have to explain.
we can speak about that. But if anybody has to go, that's okay. And if you want to stay around a little bit afterwards, after this question, you can talk with him after.
All right. For the healing purpose, we have to understand that, as I mentioned before, they are internal bodies and mind.
I was going to
When one commit the bad Dhamma by action, bad action, speech or thought, the mind become impure. And then the refined elements become impure. The body, the internal body and mind become impure. All of the gammas performed or conducted by the world being will be a record at the center of the body, and then give the good result according to the type of the bad gamma. Therefore, when one concentrates at the center of the body, can help to purify one's mind. That means help to purify his own elements, and more refined bodies and mind become and lead a good life. That means the sickness which caused by the bad karma resulting sickness will be removed from the very refined elements, and then they become better and better. It depends upon that one can do that purity powerful enough to purify all of those bad karma results or not. So it depends upon how strongly of the passion which lead that person to do the bad karma and will give a very big result in terms of sickness. So the more and more people have the purer and purer mind by acceptance of precepts of moralities and meditate at the center of the body, all elements be purified automatically. So in that case, the sickness which is the result of the bad karma, the previous bad karma, be removed. See? So I think this is okay.
What if someone is not feeling well? Can you meditate and cure that person? You know?
I understand. Yes, more or less.
Okay, is it true? Like I've heard of people moving things across the table just by looking, staring at them. You know, they stare and then they move. Is that true? Does it happen?
I don't want you to pay much attention on such a thing. Our purpose is to purify our own mind and purify our own elements, internal elements. That would be better, because the more you go that way, we have many things to talk about and never end, and useless for our life.
No, I just wanted to know, is it true? Does it happen? Or
Power can become by meditation. Not this is not important thing. You should use meditation in the more important matter, to help our own self and help the other. That would be better. Like I mentioned before, that even the war, the fighting, we try to meditate to purify all of those elements of those people who have the bad mind. You try to purify. The more you can do, the peace will become. That would be more interesting case. You see? But for healing, one should help one's own self, rather than to have the meditation master to help all around the world. They don't have time to do anything else. Just to help the people, they better to die. by himself. You see? But yes, you understand the right thing. At Wat Luang Sodh, at Wat Pak Nam Temple, they still help the people heal sickness, because they have many nuns and some other monks to help to meditate together. Many people went there and write up sickness, name, address, and drop in the box, and every evening they come to pick up those and they care each other and they meditate to help the people.
Okay, the person you will help, does he have to be physically present over there, or you can like,
Anywhere.
You can help a person in Thailand now?
Yes. But I don't want to speak anything about myself that I can do or cannot do, because this is to violate the monk rules. But anyone who has this high meditation can do that. If they have a very high meditation, they can even to remove the cloud or to make the sun shine. Or to stop the storm. Okay, I thank you very much for all of you to come here tonight, and I appreciate. I hope that this method will be helpful to all people. All right, thank you.
อ๋อดีครับ
บางทีนั่งเราก็ได้ยินเสียงปิ๊บเดี๋ยวเรากลับก่อน
ครับ
แล้วก็ให้จุ๋มก็รอกลับพ่อคือก่อนที่3 ทุ่ม
ครับ
ต้องกลับมาทำงานได้ตอนนั้นก็เหมือนเอา4 โมงที่เราก็ไปบอกคือที่4 โมงนี่คือว่าเห็นว่า
จะได้ไม่มืดไงครับผมว่าดีแล้วครับ4 โมงเย็นเนี่ยครับ
เด็กชายเข้าคลาส
ครับไม่งั้นเดี๋ยวเด็กชายก็attendไม่ได้ไม่กังวลนะครับผมก็วิ่งไปดูว่าเครื่องบินลงหรือยังอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับ
แต่รู้ใช่ไหมคะว่า
ไม่รู้ฮะไม่รู้เลยฮะ
ไม่ได้เดี๋ยวต้องไปทีนี้เราจะวันพรุ่งนี้นี่เราจะไป
จานครับนี่มันเป็นไอซ์ใช่ไหมครับ
ค่ะเป็นไอซ์
มันเป็นเล็กก็เปล่าครับ
เล็กค่ะนี่เล็กแต่ว่ามันไม่หนาแล้วนะคะไม่น้อยข้างบน
ครับ
เขาจะมีบอกประกาศนะคะว่าตอนไหนลงไปได้ตอนไหนลงไม่ได้ตอนระหว่างเดือนที่หิมะมากๆเนี่ยคนเขาลงขับรถลงไปในนี้
นั่นน่ากลัวนะครับ
แต่มันหนาแล้วเขาก็ไปทำเป็นเต็นท์นะแล้วก็ไม่ได้
ครับ
Winona State มีใหญ่กว่า
Winona State Big Size
Big Size แต่ข้างในมีโอ้ those are turn that way if you like, but I think you help us with the move.
Yes.
But
This one, right?
yeah, you can turn here too, so you please so we can see the sign, and then we go past. ตัดจุดใหญ่นะ You go park and here can we park on the road? Park at the university?
I think it's quite old university.
Yes.
Older than we know now.
Well, more or less the same.
More or less the same.